recognized as Nunjia, and Nam, fried imperial rolls, served with thin vermicelli noodles and fresh mint. It must be what they will be having for their welcoming dinner.
The age-old mysteries of the Vietnamese-daughter relationship. Her book was featured in Santa Cruz Centennial and in Metro Active.
Food's super important in the culture. Food's a reflection of what's available on the land, and a culture is a reflection of the interaction of how those group of people react with the land. When we say to eat, we say ăn cơm. Gum is a reference to eating, so in retrospect, that's a huge meaning of culture and food tied in together.
So what I find interesting about learning about the mother-daughter relationship from other cultures is, you know, the dynamic between a mother and daughter is just such a profound relationship that psychology and, you know, everyone seems to study it all over, and to be able to see it from a perspective from another culture is just really intriguing, because you learn different nuances that other cultures bring into it, and especially in a situation with this book is the idea of, you know, mothers clinging to old cultures and the child trying to exert her differences and trying to embrace the American culture is just an interesting nuance to be able to discover.
Well, I'm very grateful for the positive relationship that I have with my mother and I. She's my boss, she's my best friend, and it's odd because I respect yet fear her at the same time, and I think that's what's so unique about a mother-daughter relationship. Like, I love my mother, and you know, for Trami to do this novel about mothers and daughters, I think it's something I appreciate a lot.
But you know, sometimes you're conflicted, and you don't know whether you should build walls between your two communities or not. And I think you've shown us that it's better to build those bridges, and that you don't have to choose. And in fact, rather than seeing two worlds as a conflict, seeing two worlds together is beautiful, and frankly, it's quintessentially American.
Here in San Jose, I've learned a lot about the politics and the culture, and that has really informed me as a 1.5 generation Vietnamese-American.
Just as How Vietnamese is a book about encouraging young Asian American women who live to live beyond the shadows of a man and also within the beyond the boundaries of society, this is exactly how Jenny Doe captures this essence.
Vietnam-eazy. Just the name is already very attractive to me. Vietnam-eazy is more than just a novel. It's a journey, it's a bridge, it's a roadmap for young girls, it's a roadmap for Vietnamese Americans, especially women, to find themselves and to empower themselves.
I just want to read a little section right now that has to do with ancient Vietnam, or the older times, during my grandmother's time, so that's the 1930s-ish. Why and Tuan were taken by the driver to their new home. They arrived in the early evening by car. It stopped in front of a big maroon-colored wooden gate. Kai was their driver. He looked at the children with wet eyes and helped them get out of the car. He stood in front of the gate and knocked on the great door so loud that it startled Mai. We flew to a mysterious destination where language, culture, food, and weather were completely foreign, and an allowance of only 1 suitcase per person, an ounce of gold, and a $5 bill. Our suitcases, specifically ordered by Grandma, made of thick woven wicker, were filled with photos and memories of an era now ended, of life we knew it, now over. I too longed for my mother's approval and encouragement. I too wanted her to accept me as I was and love me despite my dark skin and scarred knee, despite my strong personality and my wrong choices. Her disapproving gaze inflicted countless beatings on my spirit that left it unable to soar. Would I be the one to put an end to this self-perpetuating cycle of abuse? Is abuse too strong a word to use for neglect, carelessness, indifference, and thoughtlessness of a mother toward her child?
This novel is a very easy reading novel, very gentle. I can say her style is one of ease, just like her cooking. It's passionate, but it's not too carried away. And I think the purpose of making it so easy and so inviting is so that she can share. You gotta check it out.